You know that feeling? When you wake up and the whole world just feels different. Yeah, that's 2025. And right now, the map of global power isn't just being redrawn. It's being torn up. The old rulebook, it's out the window. So what's actually happening? And more importantly, what does it mean for your job, your security, your life? That's what we're breaking down today. Let's start with the biggest shift, the end of the one superpower world. For decades, it was simple. The US was the undisputed heavyweight champ. But now, we're in an era of heavyweights. China is pushing hard, not just with its military, but with its money, building ports, roads, influence all over the globe. But here's the thing. It's not just China. Think about it. India is rising fast. Brazil is a powerhouse. Saudi Arabia is throwing its financial weight around. This isn't a chessboard with two players anymore. It's a packed poker table, and everyone has a big stack of chips. So what does that mean for you? Well, your supply chain, the stuff you buy, it's all tied to these new alliances. A trade deal between India and Europe can affect the price of your next car. It's all connected. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Because all this fragmentation, it's creating something new. The mini-lateral. Forget the big, slow-moving groups like the United Nations. The real action is in the small, quick teams. Think of it like this. Countries are forming their own special squads. You see this with groups like the Quad. That's the US, Japan, India, Australia, or a UK-US? The security pact between the US, UK, and Australia? They're not waiting for everyone to agree. They see a problem. They team up. And they move fast. This is a game changer for global security. It's more flexible, but it's also messier. Because when you have all these different teams on the field, the risk of a misstep, a collision, goes way up. And that leads us to the third point. The invisible war that's already happening all around you. I'm talking about cyber and economic warfare. This isn't about tanks rolling across a border. Not anymore. Let me tell you a quick story. Imagine a major hospital network in our NATO country. Suddenly, its systems go dark. Ransomware attack. But the hackers, they're linked to a foreign government. This happened. That's an act of aggression. But there are no soldiers. No declarations of war. It's the same with economic pressure. One country freezes another's assets, or spreads disinformation to sway an election. This is the new battlefield. And you are on it every time you go online. So, where does all this leave us? With a world that is less predictable, but also full of opportunity. The key takeaway? We've moved from a world of one captain steering the ship to a world where a dozen people are all trying to grab the wheel at once. It's bumpy. It's noisy. But you don't have to be a passenger. Understanding these shifts is your first step to navigating them, to seeing the connections between a headline and your own life. So here's your call to action. Pay attention. Not just to the big, flashy summits, but to the small deals, the cyber alerts, the new alliances. Because this isn't just international relations. This is your reality in 2025. What team do you think will come out on top? Let's talk about it down in the comments. And if you want to know which countries are the ones to watch this year, well, that's a video for next week. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it.